That is why I didn't want to be connected to him.
A few moments later.
I think he likes it. That's why I wanted to take him to a good sized pen so that I could get that saddle on him and free him up. You have to free their feet up because that's when all this stuff comes out. So I'm going to spend probably the next 15 minutes just freeing his feet up to get all of this out in a controlled environment so it doesn't come out on the trail. I think he definitely likes that saddle. I want him to move his feet some more. Come on, now move your feet this direction, buddy. I think the majority of it's probably out of him, but you never know. Come on. So I'm just gonna keep moving his feet and we'll see how he does. So we just finished his second saddling and he took it pretty well. He still bucked around and farted around a little bit, but nothing like it was the first time. So I let him wear that saddle a little bit. We did some groundwork with him, got him to get nice and calm and soft. And then my wife's idea was like, hey, just pull the saddle off him, let him just stand there and soak and think about everything he's done, everything he learned. And he's just standing there and super chill. Nothing's a big deal. Kind of looking over at us, looking at the saddle, just nice and content. So I'm gonna let him stand there and just relax for a while, and then we're gonna go saddle him again and see how he does. I've given Pearl Snap the opportunity to move his feet and to feel that saddle in several gaits. So now I'm gonna put his halter and lead rope back on him and just ask for some simple groundwork maneuvers. And you're gonna see, yep, right here, he starts bucking. So now bucking is uncomfortable. You wanna buck? I'm gonna pull you around a little bit and see, just like that. He stops, bucks again, pull you around, make you uncomfortable. That's not the answer. That is not the answer.
I like that.
Well, it's Monday. We're supposed to do a little riding today, but the weather is not cooperating. I'm a little too fair weather to be riding in the rain. Hopefully we can get Pearl Snap into town. We've been working on his saddle, as you've seen in some of these videos, so hopefully we can get him into town once the rain stops and get him saddled again and teach him some new things. So hopefully be on his back here in another, hopefully by Friday, so 5 more days. But he's doing good, man. He's buddying up. Isn't that right, buddy? Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, he's buddying up. He's doing real well. So yeah, I'm happy with him. Now if we could just get the weather to cooperate, we'll get some stuff done. I swear I'm trying to groom him and make him look nice. We just got a rain shower, and then of course he has to roll, get mud all everywhere. But we're grooming him, got him tied up to the fence with Rico and Chancho. Say hi, Shannon. My wife, my lovely wife. She loves being on camera. It's her favorite thing. But what I love about my wife is that we love just training together. And she comes out here and gives me advice and tells me what I'm doing wrong and what I can work on. And so it's actually wonderful having that bond and having that part of our relationship. It's I'm extremely fortunate to have that, and I just always value her input, even though sometimes I may not act like I do. Isn't that right, babe?
Very right.
So, Pearl Snap, although he looks super nice and super calm here, He's doing good, but he's kind of developed this little bit of a, not really a habit, but I don't want it to become a habit. He likes to buck with this saddle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to toss this rope over his butt, try to get it up over the horn there. I'm going to put a little pressure on his butt. I kind of want him to buck because I want him to buck until he finds the release. When he stops bucking, then I'll release the pressure on this rope. It's a good way to teach him that bucking is not the answer. We'll toss that up over. I didn't even get it to his butt, he flipped out. I'm just gonna let him get used to having me toss this rope around him. Let him kind of feel that and be comfortable with that without springing it on him. I think he's probably calm enough that I can get this loop on him without him blowing up, because I don't want him to blow up and kick it off right away, because then he learns that if he blows up, he gets to release his own pressure. Get my rope up over my horn there. Always get back behind his butt. That's fine. I'm not going to put any pressure on it yet. Let him kind of wear it around. Get used to it. If I did that and went straight to putting pressure on it, in my opinion, I'm going to betray his trust. So I'm going to try to keep his nose tipped in here. Oh yeah, that's right. Be calm. Walk around calm. His reward is just getting to stand there. So I'll put a little pressure on him. So he does. I got to make sure my movements are big so he doesn't come into me. Put some pressure. I'll let him just calm down, and then I'll take that rope off of him. As he walks a little softer. There we go. And I'll take that pressure off. There you go. There you go. Licking and chewing. He's trying to be good. Good boy. Good boy. Have that pressure until he softens up. I'll show you here later the type of rope I'm using. This rope works really good as far as the Honda that I'm using on it. Come on, buddy. Because it releases. You have to be careful with some ropes because just your typical Honda on your rope won't release pressure. And so your timing ends up being off. Whereas this rawhide releases pressure really well. And so as soon as he softens up, I can release pressure and, you know, I can put a foot of slack in that rope. And just walk around soft. I'm just waiting for him to soften up. And when he softens up, there, I'm going to take all the pressure off and we're done. We're done going this direction anyway. But I'm in a bad situation here with all these ropes. So I just got to be careful getting in here so I don't get wrapped up. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. And then I'll just pull my slack over the top of him. If I were to just have a rope over his butt and not have this rope, not have his halter rope, he could just run around this pen whichever direction he wants. And not teaching him as much because we're not asking for as much softness. He just gets to run. This is just a way of building trust. Like, we're gonna get ourselves in the position at some point in time where he and I might end up in a little bit of a bind with the rope. And that rope might come around his butt. Say we're dragging a calf or something. That rope might come around his butt, and I need him to stay with me. This is not your time to be reactive. It's your time. With that pressure, I need you to use your head and know that you need to slow down. Don't react. Right there. Release the pressure. When I release the pressure, I release the pressure through my entire upper body. I'm putting a little pressure on his face. I'm putting pressure on the rope. I got pressure through my body, tenseness through my body here. And when he pulls, everything gets home. And so I want him to find that release on his own and keep finding it quicker and quicker, which he's doing. My wife can't get enough video of Chancho, and that's the real star of the show today.
I love him.
Cute little face. We hear that a lot.
He does have the cutest face.
Gentle. It kind of, these two horses, Chancho and Rico, they're out of the same herd, same age. We picked them up at the same time, everything. But you couldn't get two horses that are more opposite. Like Chancho's just chill and gentle, and then there's Rico. As soon as I start talking about him, it's like, hey, I'm gonna push my butt over to you. Maybe I'm gonna try to kick you because I'm a jerk. So, my wife and I were discussing like what we were gonna do. We decided to go to the rope because we wanted him to wear that rope around, and we wanted him to give that pressure. Because I tried this earlier, what I'm about to do. I tried this earlier, and he did not handle it well. He was able to kick the rope off, so he wasn't learning much. But the first thing I do, which he's done this 10 times already, the first thing I do is I'll work my way to the butt here eventually. But I start at the horn and see, like, he's like an old pro at this. Just get him coming around nice and soft because he's switching eyes. He has to soften up through his neck. He's got to soften up through his pole in order to look pretty doing it. So I start with this turnaround like that. Bring him around. Face up to you. Then we'll go behind the cantle. Same thing. Farther back. And he does super good. That's all easy stuff. That's easy stuff, huh, buddy? Huh, buddy? Now, we're going to try something different. And when you do this, you better make sure you got a long lead because you're going to potentially need it. I'm going to run that. I'm going to hold him here so he can't just leave. I'm going to run this behind his butt for pressure. Teach him to turn away. It's like that comes in handy when you're like, that's great for rope work, like when you're roping, because they feel that pressure. Like I've seen it before. I've seen people get in wrecks. Had it happen to Brandon. Gosh, a couple people got their head kicked off because that horse didn't know how to come off of that pressure. You're dallied off on your calf comes around his butt, puts the horse in a bind. The horse doesn't know what to do. He panics. He starts kicking. But what happens with your horses, when you do this game, they start to anticipate and they start to move. So that's why I keep one hand up here on his halter. My lead rope is behind his legs. And I want him to now step forward, come with me, come with me, come with me. And I'm gonna tell you when it's time for you to go. That way, he can't anticipate. Sit behind him, keep his nose here, behind him. And I'm gonna tell you, you walk, you deal with that little bit of pressure, you be a big boy, deal with that pressure, it's not gonna kill you, and I'm gonna release you when I think that you deserve being released, which is right slightly. So I had a guy tell me with these horses once, if you got a horse, just a flat sorrel horse, by the time you're done training that horse, he better be a bald-faced horse. Talking about just rubbing on their forehead, really rewarding them. Spend a lot of time, like this horse in particular really loves his forehead rub. So he's trying really hard. So I'm gonna reward him really hard.
Chancho's sleeping too.
Oh yeah.
It's
All
nap.
this action is wearing old Chancho out.
It's nap time for the pallies.
So I put him in hobbles, these nice super soft rope hobbles. I'm a little hesitant, honestly, to like share hobble videos with people because there's so many misconceptions about hobbles. A lot of people find it cruel. For us, it's extremely handy. Like if you're out riding, you know, if you're actually like working cattle and you got to get off your horse, you got to tie your horse up, you have no place to tie him, you just put him in his hobbles. And if you teach your horses properly to learn to be hobbled, then it's actually their opportunity to check out. Like my horses will just lay there, like stand there and fall asleep in hobbles because they know that nothing's going to be asked of them when they're in their hobbles. So I got him in these rope hobbles, and I'm not going to betray his trust by leaving him. Like if I left him right now and just made him fight through it, then, you know, that I could piss him off, basically. So I just stay here with him because I want him to know that when he's in these hobbles, I'm just going to pet him and we're going to be good. You know, a lot of people, they don't understand unless you've had like some real life experience, you don't understand hobbles and the importance of hobbles. My wife and I were up riding, and this has happened to me too, but my wife were up riding on a trail up here in Nebraska, a trail that's seldomly used, and she's riding Chancho, her little Palomino, and Chancho's cruising on down the trail, and all of a sudden he puts on the brakes, and she's like, "What the heck are you doing?" And she looks down, and there's a big old ball of rusty barbed wire all wound up. But since Chancho's hobble trained, he just put on the brakes. He knew, oh, hey, I'm in my hobbles, I better stop. Same thing happened to Rico when I was up in Wyoming gathering cattle. He ran into a piece of barbed wire, and that sucker, man, he likes to travel. Like we were covering ground at what I call his mall walk. Like we were cruising, and then all of a sudden he hit that barbed wire and he put on the brakes, and I knew that wasn't like him. So I looked down at his feet, and sure enough, he was in barbed wire. So you may think it's cruel that we do this to these horses, but oh, I guess I'll maybe just be a little blunt. Just because you think it's cruel doesn't mean that it is. You want to know what this old windmill has in common with Petey? Petey off of Dumb and Dumber, you know, the bird, pretty bird, you know? Well, this windmill too, its head fell off. Yeah, I'm guessing it was getting pretty old. What a bummer. One more thing to fix, huh? So I'm a fan of mixing a little bit of the new style of training, but also not forget about what some of those old timers did as far as training. They might have gone about things a little rougher. We've kind of learned to soften up some things as far as how we do it, but here's the importance of our rope hobbles. So they're up nice around the cannon bone where it's nice and safe. He's not going to get any damage done there. But Pearl Snap's problem is when he doesn't like something, he's totally content spinning circles and just walking circles and walking circles and walking circles. And so I'm like, no, that's not the answer anymore. We're not going to let you do that anymore. So when I would go to put a saddle, even the saddle pad on, he's got to walk 10 circles, and I'm like, no, let's just throw it up there. Let's just get it up there. But now I'm like, no, you're going to stand put. No more of this bull crap. You got to start learning to mature a little bit. You got to start acting like a horse that is going to be a broke horse. Take a little bit of responsibility for your actions. So no more moving around. We're going to put him in the hobbles when we saddle him, and do it nice and slow. obviously be a little bit respectful towards him, but just teach him that moving around isn't the answer anymore. Walk up here, put him on the neck, pad. Oh my goodness, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. We'll reward him for that. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. And we'll see how he does with the saddle. And I'm done tiptoeing around with the saddle. Those days are over. Now we're just going to put it on him. He's got to learn to wear this saddle here eventually. So once again, just pet him, reassure him a little bit. Oh, put that saddle up. Oh my, what a difference. What a difference. So those hobbles just made my job a lot easier, and it made his job a lot easier because he wasn't walking around worried. He's starting to learn that those hobbles, maybe they're not so bad at all, because that's when he gets rewarded and everything's just really chill. He can just relax when he has those on and nothing's gonna hurt him.
That's why we came out here.
So we're on a little ride today. We had a little mix up in our schedule, so we had to stay in Nebraska for one extra day. I know, what a bummer. Now we get to go ride. So we're riding at a place today, an undisclosed location. I can't tell you where we're at because I don't want anybody else coming up here and riding up here. So we're gonna have to keep it a secret. But I'm not very good at keeping secrets. So we're riding at Soldier Creek Wilderness, which is right outside of Fort Robinson, Nebraska. Of course, I got Rico I'm riding. I'm ponying old Pearl Snap back there. My lovely wife is hiding back there. She's riding Chancho, the other little blonde donkey. So we're gonna go ride about 10 miles and shoot a little video and show you the beauty of this country. And hopefully we arrive back in one piece. Well, that was uneventful. He just had a big blow up at the trailer. I wish we would have caught it on camera. Bucking and farting and blowing. It was fun. But what was really kind of funny is like Rico and Chancho, as he's just blowing up. They're just standing there grazing. Ain't got a care in the world. It's nice to have good horses. Rico from the Paisley Desert herd, they must not have much water there because Rico's never really liked water. And Pearl Snap, well, we're gonna see. Good job, little buddy. Good job, little buddy. Rico says, I was born in the Paisley Desert of Oregon. We did not have water in the desert. So here we go. Another little water crossing. He should do fine. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Hey, no bucking. What, boring? He loves every opportunity to slow down and enjoy the water and the green grass.
He likes the butterflies and the rainbows.
Nice part about filming and towing a green colt around is I don't have to get off to open the gates. I think Pearl Snap's getting tired. You see Shannon way back there. Pearl Snap's like, man, why couldn't I be getting led by Shannon and Chancho?
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! Keeping up with Rico's too much work. Just riding out of this pretty little valley right now. Come on, Pearl Snap. Absolutely beautiful little valley. But yeah, it was an uneventful little ride. We covered some ground, I don't know, 12, 15 miles up here. Got Pearl Snap up into a lope once. Got him bucking a little bit with that saddle, but that's good for him. So everything's good. Just about to call her a day. Rico, say hi. Okay, back, boy, he really wants to eat his grain, but he's just so scared to eat out of it. Rico, you be a bully. Get your butt over. Man, that's a good looking horse. Anyway, come on, twerp. Get some goodies. Well, guys, that's a wrap. That's a wrap on our Chadron, Nebraska trip. Been up here for a week and got some work done with Pearl Snap. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. You know, the weather wasn't always perfect, but seriously, Pearl Snap, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this right now. This is a family show. It's a family show. Like, let me just cover that up. Pearl Snap, shouldn't you be eating your grain? He wants to go eat grass. He likes grass more than grain. Anyway, guys, I hope you can see everything I do with these horses. Like, I try to treat my horses with respect. I might do things a little bit different than you might do them, and that's cool. But I try to treat my horses with respect. I try to take good care of them, try to be considerate of their feelings, try to not push them any harder than I have to. So if you like some of the things that you see, the way I deal with these horses, you know what to do. Like and subscribe.